Could you tell us a bit more about BKL and what it does?
So we are 250 people. We're an accounting firm and we're a B Corp. We're based in North London and we work with SME businesses who have an entrepreneurial streak about them. So we like to offer a very rounded service to those clients to help them grow their business effectively.
What were you struggling with last autumn when you decided to start working with me?
We were struggling with sustainability. How do we make an accounting firm a sustainable business through and through and do it in a meaningful sort of way? So what we wanted to do was to demystify some of the aspects of putting together an ESG strategy, sustainability strategy, understand how we make sure we avoid greenwashing, all the green rinsing, all that sort of stuff, and just get some real clarity as to how we get started, what's important, what's not important, and where to start the journey from.
So 12 months ago, you'd certified as a B Corp and you were now committing to scaling up the impact of BKL. How did you feel?
My goodness, a range of emotions, I would say. Excited, hopeful, anxious, worried about the things that I didn't know, worried about the things that we needed to know, and also how to overcome those issues. So I think there was a whole load of stuff going on at the time.
Thinking back to that one-day Clarify session that I facilitated for you, what difference did that day make and what changed for you after that day?
I think before we had that day, I suppose we were feeling quite overwhelmed with all of the things that we perceived needed doing, how to prioritise, what was important, what's not important, what does some of this stuff even mean. And during the course of that session, we started to build a structure around all those different concepts and ideas, which really helped. And at the end of the session, I remember looking at the board full of concepts and ideas structured into different matrices and what matters, what doesn't, and feeling really relieved that we'd gone through the process. And I couldn't quite believe we'd got there actually, because it felt so impossible at the start. It always does, I suppose. It felt so impossible at the start, and at the end I felt so calm and clear about what we had to do, what we needed to do next, and also what all these things meant. And it was a really valuable session.
We've worked together now for almost a year since that session. How do you find working with me?
Hannah is the calm, practical head in any situation. That's what I found. One of the most difficult things with starting to embed sustainability in an organisation or developing that journey is this sense that you understand stuff and you have to help the rest of the organisation to understand it too. And it can feel quite lonely. And what Hannah has always been is that calm, professional, clear head who always has a thought on how to move things forward. So that's been invaluable. I think also what I found really impressive is the vast knowledge that Hannah seems to carry around with her, or the ideas that she always seems to have on how to tackle different problems. And that's been a really, really useful thing to have in the armoury. So whether it's how do we start building a board of people within the business that can help drive change? Hannah's kind of gone, I've got some ideas around that. Or how can we look at this in a slightly different way? And Hannah's always had thoughts and perspectives on it that's enabled us to move the dial forward. So it's been a really, I don't know how I would have done it without her, is what I would like to say.
What would you say to anyone who would like to invest in the one-day Clarify session but is hesitating?
I would ask, where else are you going to start? I think is what I would say, because for us, it was our starting point. And we have to start somewhere, and it's difficult to know where to begin. So if not here, then where? I guess is the question that I would push back at that point.
And is there anything else you'd like to add?
I thought at the start, when I had this bright idea that I wanted to pursue sustainability as a course of action and direction for the business, and when the board wanted that too, I thought, how hard can that be? And I'm sure I could do it on my own. And what I've realised is how valuable it is to have a sounding board on hand to just guide the journey. So while there's lots of stuff that we can do on our own and progress on our own, don't underestimate the value in talking to somebody that really knows their stuff.